Welcome back to another episode of the Hospitality Ops Revolutionized mini-series. Wow, powered live from Influencer Row. Who's powering this one? Q.
It's Q. Q
I love
Point
it.
of Sale is powering this.
Q
Jimmy.
POS, Q Beyond. We are so happy, and we have our friend today. We're going to talk about transforming fast casual health-focused segment with an impressive multi-brand growth with CEO Mr. Kelly Roddy, CEO of WOWorks.
Wow.
And
That's all I'm going to say is wow, Jimmy.
You know what? We might say wow a little bit. And Kelly's a very fit, tall drink of water. He might kick our ass if we actually joke around too much about wow. But I like
it's
it.
hard to kick my ass, Jimmy. My Aunt Sally can kick my ass.
Because my 8-year-old daughter can kick your ass.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into it, Jimbo, okay?
All right.
Because we got Kelly here. He's a busy guy. He's opening up stores all over the place. I've already commented about how much I like his shirt. I got to tell you, it's, I really do like the shirt. But how do you become the CEO of WOWorks, Jimmy? That's the question that I think everybody wants to know. Because everybody ultimately wants to be the CEO of WOWorks. Am I right, Jimmy?
You know what? I think you might be right.
Well, you've always said that you wanted to be.
We're going to talk. We're going to
How are
dive.
you going to get Kelly's job?
We're going to dive in soon.
Kelly has no idea right now that you're gunning for his job.
I'm just going to make a change from you. By the way, I'll
40 years too much, Jay?
40 years was too much. I'll work for Kelly.
All right, well, listen, let me tell you the first thing, Jimmy. You can't get the job. You know why?
Why?
Because you didn't go to college at Stephen F. Austin State University in 1987. You went to, where'd you go, Wesleyan or something?
I went to Wesleyan.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. So that's number one. So you definitely can't, okay? And I'll tell you what else, Jimmy. You know what? You didn't work at Walmart.
I did not.
You didn't work at Walmart. I don't even think you shopped at Walmart.
I did shop at Walmart. I'm a fan.
10 years at Walmart, okay, doing all sorts of different things over. That's what Kelly was doing, okay? Why I don't know what the hell you were doing, Jimmy, but if Kelly was over there in Walmart working it out. He went to Scholastic, okay? He's in the books and the teaching and the education. And I think Scholastic, if I remember, wasn't that? I'm thinking like, what was the big Scholastic thing I remember? I remember because Scholastic had an office in New York City, Jimmy. They had their offices downtown. I went there once. They had a couple, right?
Yeah.
They had beautiful offices on University. No. On Broadway. No?
You're correct.
Yeah, I mean, they had
Broadway in Houston.
Yeah. Cool offices. Yeah. But I'm trying to think what we'll get into that. Okay. I'm going to dodge too much of that. And then you were at HEB. That was like the big supermarket, right? Yeah. But you didn't like it there. You like groceries. I got to be honest. I'm not loving this whole Heb thing, and you didn't know what Heb stood for, HEB. It was, you went to Schlotzsky's, and that's where it all changed because you went to Schlotzsky's and you liked it. You liked it, what was going on over there. And you said, you know what I got to go do? I got to go over to WOWorks. You know why? Because I don't know if I want to just do sandwiches. I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to do it all. I want to do it all. And you know what he is right now, ladies and gentlemen? Here he is. Kelly Roddy, the CEO of WOWorks. How did we do? How much did we get right? Tell me everything. What do you got?
Well, it sounds like you nailed it.
I did.
You nailed it.
I nailed it.
Yeah,
I knew I did.
It's Clifford the Big Red Dog.
But that was it. Clifford. I couldn't think of it. My dog's name is Clifford.
That's what you were thinking, right?
It's exactly what I was thinking. There was Clifford stuff everywhere. And my dog growing up, his name was Clifford. Yeah. And my brother was reading that book, and that's how we got the name.
They also published a little-known series called Harry Potter.
Oh, and what else? I know what it was. No, it was R.L. Stein. What was that,
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. That was a big thing, right?
Goosebumps.
Wait, this is really nice. You guys are having a moment now.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Because I remember Goosebumps was huge.
We're bonding. This is good.
Were you there during Goosebumps?
Of course.
That was huge.
Animorphs and Goosebumps.
Yeah, Goosebumps. Every kid read every episode, everything about it, and then they did a TV show.
We're here today to talk about Scholastic books.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. I was excited about it. All right. Jimmy, get us back on track.
Jimmy's
a man of reason. Jimmy's a man of reason.
I want to talk to Kelly about his portfolio of brands, health-focused, conscious brands, and it includes Saladworks, Frutta Bowls, Garbanzo Mediterranean, The Simple Greek. You acquired Zoop.
Oh, man, we love the
Barbaritos.
Yeah.
You're leading, and you've been leading this expansion since 2019. You guys have been on a tear. And can you tell us a little bit about your vision behind bringing these brands and these concepts together under one umbrella, and any maybe unique challenges that came up, as a result of managing these multiple, distinct restaurant brands simultaneously? But it's really an incredible portfolio.
Thank you. Well, first of all, it's easy.
It is easy,
It's
right?
super easy. Yeah.
Anyone could do what you do.
Anybody could do this.
Anybody can do what you do.
I did that. I
I
won the
love
job
it.
in the lottery.
He's honest, Jimmy.
You know who can't do what Kelly does, Shetsy?
What?
The guy that was left, the guy that was right. That's who can't do the job that Kelly does.
It's true.
So-
he said it was easy, just not easy for me.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Anybody
So-
but you, Shatsy.
So, look, I spent a lot of years at Focus Brands. As we cobbled together multiple brands. So we learned a little bit about the whole platform thing and how the shared service model worked. And if you look at the resumes of my team, most of them came from there. And so we built a team. We basically took some great people from there that knew how to do this. And we decided we wanted to build a platform company based on better for you food. And so what we saw as we were all running these other brands, we owned Cinnabon and, brands that were maybe.
Well, I think better
more
for you, I
indulgent.
immediately go Cinnabon.
Yeah, exactly. So we owned in our past life that we were part of those brands that were more indulgent, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic
Smell
brands.
good too.
Fantastic brands, but they were indulgent and everyone was trying to figure out how do we, obviously with the younger generation, I mean, you got now we're talking about Gen Alpha, right? So Gen Alpha these are the kids that are about to get their driver's license, right? They all grew up with an iPhone in their hand.
Digitally native.
Their parents, they're digital natives. Their parents are millennials. So we used to talk about millennials and how they're going to change the world with their now parents. And now these guys, now they have kids that are about to drive.
You're depressing me. You realize you're depressing
Yes,
me.
I know. And
Like millennials are parents?
yeah, millennials are
Jeez,
parents, and
what happened?
and they have kids that are. So we're not talking about them anymore. We're now talking about Gen Alpha. So Gen Alpha, their parents. So guess what else their parents are?
What?
They're all foodies. They're experts at
Oh,
food,
yes.
and they all know about nutrition, and they are incredibly well educated. So
Very educated consumer.
I believe that this next generation, they're going to care a lot more about what they put into their bodies. They're going to look at food as fuel. They're going to look at it as, everyone's going to want to live forever, right? We all want to live forever, so we're all taking all these supplements and things.
There's that one guy made a lot of money. They're a billionaire. I don't know what he did. And he's like cryogenicking himself. He's like, he said that he will live forever.
Yeah. So, I mean, but now we know how to do those things, right? And so we said we should buy brands that are focused on clean. It's clean, and when I say clean food, not everyone knows what that means, but as close to its natural state as possible, right?
Right.
No additives, no preservatives, no hormones, no pesticides. As clean as you can possibly get it, and so that's what all of our brands have. And we have a burrito brand, for example. You would think our burritos can't be healthy. Our burritos are the healthiest. Our
What's
burritos,
different about your burrito?
well, first of all, if you take, I'll just say their names, Chipotle and Moe's and Qdoba, and you put our burrito side by side with the same ingredients,
Right.
it's 400 calories less. How's that possible?
Yeah, how is that possible?
Because there's no additives and preservatives. Or we're bringing in blocks of cheese and grating them in the store, and everything's from scratch. And our tortillas are fresh from scratch, so they're going to mold. Your tortillas on your shelf at home are going to last for months.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
it kind of creeps me out that sometimes you can get a loaf of
You know-
bread and
you know
it
it
lasts
should-
for like 30 days.
yeah, it should mold within
Like 2 days.
a couple of days, right?
Just seems like.
So
yeah.
you should, yeah. So if it's not, then we're obviously putting something in our
Putting
body.
something, it's
to
not
keep
natural.
it.
No,
it's not natural.
natural.
It's not
Definitely,
natural, right?
bread should not last
Yeah.
for that long.
So our focus is building a platform of companies that are focused on better for you. You named off all the brands. We love our brands, and we think this is where the growth is going to be in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you something. I mean, you really touched on a lot, but I mean, it really is health and wellness. I mean, I know my kids are in their 20s, the early 20s, and they really are. It's not only have their palates changed and what they like to eat changed, but how they eat it. Like they're looking at the ingredients and I laugh, Jimmy, and I talk about this, because when I was growing up, it was don't eat red meat, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
And now
Now
red
it's
meat,
red-
you
now
gotta
it
eat
is
red
red-
meat. You gotta
it
eat
is
red
red-
meat. How
you
you
gotta
gotta
eat
eat red
red
meat.
meat. Yeah.
And it was don't eat the yellow part of the egg, that'll kill you. Now it's You got to eat egg whites. Now it's
You
like you got to eat the yellow.
gotta eat
If you
the
don't
yellow.
eat the yellow, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And eating cheese and charcuterie and all these
Yeah.
meats and everything like that. How are you not eating that stuff? And it's really. You can eat ice cream, just make sure it's just cream, cream and sugar, and so it's really it really is interesting. So of your brands, where are all the brands equally thought about as when you're looking at all of them kind of healthy in their own?
Every one of them.
Ask him to choose his favorite kid.
No, I didn't know if
No,
one
so-
was more like on like that healthy thing, or is
yeah,
it
no.
no way? Each one is
So Frutta Bowl, I will say, everything comes straight out of the earth. There's not like the peanut butter is all natural. It's peanuts.
yep.
You squish the peanuts, make peanut butter. So everything is like literally straight out of the. We're probably one of the few acai brands that are actually selling real acai. So if you go to an acai
So
place,
does that mean it's not frozen or?
it means it's actual acai versus some people are using acai powder, mixing it with bananas and
Right.
pineapples. And so your acai, you're really eating bananas and pineapples and a little acai powder. And acai only comes
Hey, I
from
do
Brazil.
like those acai bowls, man. They're pretty tasty.
Make sure you get one that has real acai.
Yeah, I how do you know? They
So
tell
where
you
does
places.
acai come from? You said only from
Only,
Brazil.
from Brazil. It's only
Brazil,
it
right.
only grows in Brazil. Yeah. So we import it from Brazil.
Right. So are a lot of the competition, and we don't have to badmouth anybody, or is a lot of the competition in that acai market not using real real fruit?
That is correct. So so my point is this next generation, they're going to figure all that out.
They're going to see that.
Yeah,
and they're going to say ABC
yeah,
brand.
because right now you can say acai because you
Okay.
can't, because you can say what you want. You
you can say what you want.
Yeah, but this next generation, they're going to do the research.
Do the
They're going to find
research.
out. Yeah.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. And then let's just talk about how many locations you guys have, Ray.
It depends
Across
on how
all the brands.
around 360ish.
300, right? And
Yeah.
is the growth equal through the 6 brands, or is
No,
there's
it's
more growth? In,
it's when you have multiple brands, there's ebbs and flows, right?
sometimes opportunities
yeah.
about real estate.
Yeah. So brands get hot. So right now,
Yeah. What's the hottest brand right now?
I gotta say that's a tough one because they're all growing. Saladworks is always
Saladworks.
a high demand brand. People call us and want to do Saladworks. People
Right.
call us and want to do Frutta Bowl. And the reason they do is because they want to bring something healthy to their community. They're typically fitness minded people.
Right.
And they're like, I'm looking for they want to feel good about what they do in the
Sure.
morning. So they don't necessarily think of burritos as a healthy
Right.
brand, but people are understanding, wow, I can bring healthy burritos to my community. And then, of course, obviously, as an investor, you want a strong unit level economics, right? And so Bar Burritos is really on fire because the unit level economics are like ridiculously strong.
Really.
And so as food costs rise and labor rises and landlords are, crushing the restaurants, this brand continues to just run incredibly high
Great
margins.
numbers.
Great numbers post royalties.
Yeah.
And so people are figuring it out. And so that brand's exploding right now.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Of your unit count, what percent are corporate owned versus franchisee?
So we're a franchisor. So we want to franchise. We've been unwinding from corporate
Yep.
restaurants. And so, we try to run around 10%.
Yep.
And so we'll sell off probably by the end of the year most of the restaurants. We'll keep a few test restaurants, things like
I
that.
was asking, does the portfolio approach kind of allow you to put the right brand in the right place or work with the right franchise, another franchisee, but you have multiple brands now to offer because, again, real estate locations, et cetera, does it give you that kind of flexibility? Is that an advantage for WOWorks?
Here's the advantage for WOWorks versus the other portfolio brands, because there's a lot of portfolio brands out there now, right?
Yep.
So having been at a portfolio company for 12 years, not every brand does things the same way.
Yep.
And so we decided when we got here that we put WOWorks together. We named it. We said we're gonna build this thing. The WOW, by the way, stands for Watch Out World.
Oh, I love
I
that.
was going to ask what WOW stood for, but then I was hoping Jimmy's going to ask that question.
You were
Jimmy
hoping-
never asked.
Well,
You know what? I messed up, Shachi, because I I have to tell you, I should have assumed it was an acronym. To me, I just like the way it pops, but it's Watch Out World. That's awesome.
So it's twofold. So
Jimmy's gonna put that in the newsletter this weekend.
I'll give attribution. I'll give attribution.
So what WOW stands for Watch Out World, and it also we use it as a filter, right? So it's like, all right, to the team, it's like if it's not WOW, and WOW is hard to define, right? It's like cool.
Yeah,
you know it when you see it.
I was gonna say, you know it when you see it.
You know it when you see it.
I like that.
So if we do something, whether it's a process or a menu item, then it should be wow. It should be like, you should say, wow, this
100%.
This is awesome. And so that's the goal. And so what that does is it's a shortcut for me to be able to talk to my team about, is it really wow?
Yeah. So if it's not wow, it doesn't make
It's a good filter, right?
Yeah.
Good filter.
So then
You're like, I like it. It's nice, but it ain't,
well, then
it ain't wow.
they'll come back and say, you're right. It's not wow. Let me go tweak a few things.
It's cute.
It's wow.
I feel like we're doing
but it
the
ain't
Mel
fucking
Brooks
wow.
moment.
It's wow.
It's nice.
Yeah. And a
It's
wow's
nice.
got.
Yeah.
Is that a
nice. It's
shirt?
not
You need a shirt.
thrilling.
Do you have a shirt that says that? You gotta have a shirt.
I have a hat that says "Wow, Watch Out World."
Okay.
And that way people have to ask
Yeah,
me.
we're gonna have to create some new swag, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with Tech Taste and Quickfire. Okay, is
Tech
that okay?
Taste, Quickfire.
All right,
I like
be right back. All right, so stay tuned. Be right back. I gotta tell you, we are super excited. We are back. We are back live here at RLC. Jimbo, we're with. I gotta tell you, we're with Kelly right now, and I gotta tell you. He's got a great looking shirt on. He's got great swag. He's knocking it out of the park with all these brands. He's thinking healthy. No red dye number 3 in any of his stuff. You know, I loved it. I got to tell you, I ate Fruit Loops with red dye 3, and I think it made me smarter. I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know. But they're taking all the red dye number 3 out of everything over there at WOW, and they're making America healthy again over there at WOW. But that's a little text. I'm gonna put on a little music for this. All right, put on a little music. If I can, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put a little music on. Can I put music on? I tried last time, it wasn't working. It's not working again. I don't know what happens here. All right, I can't do it. I'll have to put some music on over here. Put a little music on. All right, here we go. Kelly, tech taste test. I'm gonna give you 2 technology approaches, and you tell me which one you think delivers the best results for restaurant operations. Don't look over here. No cheating. Okay.
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think it's a.
Hey! I got some stuff here. Digital ordering integration, single unified platform, or the best of breed integrations. Jimmy, you could help if you want.
I mean, so can I talk about?
Talk about whatever you want.
So here's our approach to digital, to everything we do at WOWorks. Here's what I don't think platform companies do well. That's making hard decisions and having the courage to make things happen. For example, you can't. It's difficult to run 6 brands. We're going to grow, by the way, to 20 brands at some point. It's difficult to run 6 brands if you have 6 different tech stacks.
Yep. Sure.
6 different distributors. 6 different POS systems.
The training is different. It's everything.
You got 6 different ways of doing things, and as you buy companies, I mean, even the titles of the people who work in the company have different. They have different responsibilities.
Yes.
They have business coaches, business
Similar
consultants.
titles. Yeah.
Yeah. So we said, you know what? We're not going to mess around. We see how hard it is in our past life when you have different distributors, different POSs.
Right.
We couldn't even agree on a single straw. Right.
Right.
Everybody had to have their own
different
color.
opinion about the straw.
Like Frank, who you had on earlier, he had to have a green straw for McAllister.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So it's like
I knew that Frank was trouble. As soon as he got on the show, I knew, Jimmy. I know
he's trouble.
Guy. Trouble.
So it's like we're going to do things one WOW way.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then it's much easier for us to run. By the way, we also get better deals for our franchisees, which at the end of the day, that's what really matters, right?
Yeah, they got to make money.
We got to drive down their costs. The world's trying to make it difficult to make money in our business, and we make it easier for our franchisees to make money because we negotiate. But we can negotiate on a 40-unit brand. We can negotiate with the power of hundreds of units.
Of course.
And
at the end of the day, you're not selling a franchise if these guys aren't making money.
Right. So obviously, I said that so that I could say, we love the fact that we have, partners that have open APIs that are easy to integrate with, right?
Makes
we,
sense.
So we use Q as our POS,
You as a POS.
and they do a fantastic job. We've had them for
All stores use Q.
and the beauty of buying brands is you get to see everybody's POS.
Right.
We've bought anybody who competes in that space today. We've had their POS
Right.
for a period of time, and we always convert them over to Q because then we can integrate all the other partners because Q integrates with everyone. So
Right.
And the thing we love about them is POS systems break. If you do what I do, and a restaurant goes down and loses its technology during lunch, everybody in the company hears about it.
Right.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
We don't have, and by the way, when you do the biggest challenges are usually distribution and POS. And we don't ever talk about those things because they're good. It doesn't break.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
kind of like I always say, my garbage man at the restaurants,
Yeah.
like we have a garbage man. I don't mind meeting the garbage man if he wants to have lunch with me or something like that. I don't want to speak to my garbage man. I want to know every morning, if garbage is off the street, it's gone.
So
Right?
That's a great.
You don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. When I turn on my TV, I just expect it to be on.
Yeah.
And it worked. Right.
Well,
And
you know, Amir, the CEO of Q,
Yes.
he monitors every single restaurant personally. And that's the kind of hands-on experience that he gives. He has I've seen his office, Jimmy, and Kelly, I've seen his office. Thousands of screens. It looks like NASA. It looks like NASA or NORAD or something. And he's in there, and you can't get him a lot of times because he's seeing what's happening.
Like
and-
Mission Impossible.
Yes, and he doesn't let anything go down. And if he does, then Nico's in there. The whole team is so focused over there, and it lets you focus on operations and running the business, not worrying about POS.
I mean, at the end of the day, the operator their focus should be taking care of their team, and their team takes care of their guests, not on the phone trying to figure out how to get the register back up, right?
I got to tell you, I love it. All right, I'm getting yelled at over here. I'm getting yelled at here. We're going to go one quick thing here. Which came first? Okay, which came first? All right, that's all we got time for. So we got the which came first. Let's get a little which came first music. All right, this is the only music I have. It looks like. All right, which came first? Okay, Jimmy, you can play too. All right,
I like it.
Which came first? Q edition. Okay, Taco John's or Taco Bell? Which came first?
Taco John's.
Jimmy,
I'll
are
be
you looking? You have the answers.
I do not have the answer. I'm going Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, 1962. Taco John's, 1969. Which came first, Church's chicken or Popeye's chicken?
I'm going to say Church's.
Jimmy?
Popeyes.
Church's, 1952. Popeye's, 1972.
We know who Popeye's pizza was named after?
Popeye?
Popeye who?
Popeye Doyle.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
From French Connection.
French Connection.
Oh,
French Connection. And actually, they had to pay a royalty to Popeye the Sailor Man, the cartoon.
That was
because they felt there was an infringement, but it wasn't named after Popeye the Sailor. It was named after Popeye Doyle, French Connection.
We have no time
Just
for this,
saying.
Jimmy. We have no time for
Hey.
anecdotes right now.
Sorry.
We're in a rush. I'm getting
Sorry.
yelled at here.
Sorry.
All right, Blaze Pizza, Mod Pizza. Which came first?
Blaze.
Jimmy?
Blaze.
Mod Pizza, 2008. Blaze was 2000.
I was betting on Kelly on that
All
one.
right, so last thing, I'm doing quick fire, and this is really quick, no joke, all right? All right, first app you check in the morning. What's the first thing you do in the morning?
I'm sorry.
First app you check in the morning.
On your phone.
I check my messages.
I'll turn this off so we can't listen
If
to
that's
it.
the app.
Check
my
your messages.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you Googled?
Last thing I Googled?
Yes, sir?
You.
You Googled Shatsy?
Yeah, he's like, who the hell am I speaking with?
And
It's like,
I
that's
was
not good.
Let's just say I was surprised.
You're like, why am I
Surprised
doing
in a
this?
good way?
I can't imagine there anything when you Google me. I can't imagine anything.
You know what he did? You know what he
Speeding
didn't
ticket
say?
I
You know what
got?
he didn't say when he Googled you?
Arrested?
Wow. He
I've
didn't
never
say.
been arrested. You wouldn't get that, but I did. I mean, the speeding ticket. I've never been arrested. How do you take your bagel? What's the bagel? How do you go bagel?
Toasted.
That's it. Butter, plain, cream
No,
cheese,
no, no.
everything bagel.
Toasted, cream cheese, everything bagel.
Nice.
If you're to challenge Jimmy or I to hopscotch, I have no idea why hopscotch. Who do you have better odds at beating? Are you a big hopscotch guy?
Huge.
You love hopscotch.
Oh, I love it.
By the way, I have an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
I have an 8-year-old.
huge.
Now choose.
Yeah.
I'm hopscotching.
So what happened? Who'd we go with? You beat me.
What's that?
What?
Who
In
do you have a
hopscotch?
better chance of beating in the game of hopscotch? I'm not saying you wouldn't beat both of us. Who do you have a better chance of beating between Shatz and myself?
Well, you just proclaimed that you're an amazing.
I just proclaimed
So
I have an
think
8.
I think
I-
Jimmy's good at hopscotch.
I have an
just said it.
8-year-old.
Can't even-
I have an
can't
8-year-old.
even-
I'm
why would
playing
you lie about
hopscotch.
this? Why would you lie?
Can't
I'm
even
not saying-
touch
I'm
his
not-
toes. Oh, we gotta go. We gotta
I'm
go.
not saying
We
I'm
gotta go.
great.
All right, wrap
I'm just
it up.
saying I play the game.
Oh,
Listen,
you're hopping?
Kelly, I want to thank you so much, and our friends at Q for having this come together. Really do love what you're doing at WOWorks.
Thank you.
I do think your brand is so intentional for what's right today, as this digital native, generations are not just becoming a larger part of
This
the
is
consumer
Jimmy
market,
wrapping it up, by the way.
but actually are influencing the other
A
generations.
half-hour wrap-up.
So I think you're in the right place at the right time, and thank you for sharing your insights with us.
Getting yelled at by Kelly's handlers. Do you understand that? These are like PR marketing people yelling at us, Jimmy. We get the hell out of here. All right, wrap it up. How do we find WOWorks? What do we do? Is it just WOWworks.com?
WOWorks.
He doesn't even know. All right, we'll edit that in.
WOWorksusa.com.
Nice.
WOWorks
WOWorks,
USA.
because it's got to be wow. It's got to be wow. All right,
WOWorks
cheers,
USA.
everybody. This was awesome.